Hi everyone. So I don't know if you remember a while back I made a video talking about the benefits of amphetamine in a very small dose for ADHD. Because the last, say, 2 months I've been using it like a little bit every 2 days for my ADHD, and it's worked wonders. It's took away all the negative and worrying and anxious feelings you get with ADHD. And just 2 days ago I decided to stop it altogether, just to see what kind of effects it has and what kind of withdrawal effects I'll get from stopping it. And at first, the first day or two, I would say I had some withdrawal. Okay, it's a bit like when you have a coffee every day or twice a day, like I do, and the next day you have no coffee. You start to get like a kind of withdrawal feeling. Can't explain the feeling. It's a little bit like an anxious type feeling, but it's kind of your body telling you it's anxious, not your mind. It's a bit like that. But yeah, so I had that for a couple of days. But today, which is the third day I've been off it, I feel totally fine again. So just to confirm, guys, there's not many side effects of using this for ADHD, even if you decide to come off it at some point, as long as you're using a very small dose. And I've also been using like a little bit of cannabis lately as well. I think there's a strain I got off a friend called something like C99, something. It's called something like that. I'm gonna have to get the name and I'll let you know, guys. But cannabis in general can be quite good in very small doses as well, because usually I used to take quite a big dose because I wanted to really see what's out there and really like expand my mind. But lately I've just been taking a very small dose on an evening. And I found that quite useful as well, because it kind of relaxes you. It's not too much. It kind of makes you feel like really relaxed. It helps your mind state, takes away a bit of anxiety, and just basically trains your mind overall to think in a better way, and to kind of look at things in a more loving way rather than a fearful kind of angry way. So I've been doing that lately as well. And the weeds also took us back to music a little bit, because for a long time, like, I stopped listening to music because music wasn't doing it anymore for us. It was just like, I'd heard everything a million times before. There's only like a couple of artists who I really love, who I've mentioned in previous videos, one of which is The Weeknd. His music's extremely good. But usually I like Rihanna as well. Rihanna's music is great, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. But usually with the music, you see, there's only certain types of music, very few artists who make music designed to evolve you. And the music's very clever in that way, because the makers of the music actually put hidden little kind of messages in the music, in the sounds itself, to evolve you. And it's designed for when you're in a high vibrational state, such as on cannabis or high on something else. So Rihanna's music's like that. A lot of her tracks are very, very clever, the way they're made, the way the music's kind of orchestrated and created by whoever makes her music. They're absolute geniuses. Her latest song is called Born Again, and I think it's about her having a child recently. And the Born Again is basically symbolizing it's her born again in another form, which is basically what happens when we have children. All of our parents, to me, are kind of just other versions of ourselves. So this track, Born Again, it's absolutely like amazing. The weed showed us it and took us to it so I could listen to it. And to be fair, like, the track itself is genius. It's like pure genius. One moment. Sorry about that, guys. My arm was getting tired. So yeah, the track Born Again is absolutely genius. It kind of it illustrates the way our spirit goes from one soul to another. It illustrates how when we go through hard times, we go through the dark night of the soul and really tough experiences, and then we come out on the other side, born again, basically. It illustrates all this. And it isn't just the lyrics that illustrate all this, it's actually the music itself, which is what's very clever about Rihanna's music, especially when you listen to it on a high vibrational state, under the influence, with like a really good pair of like decent quality earphones, for instance. That's when the music really comes alive, because it basically takes you on a journey. So this song, Born Again, it was like taking us on this journey, and then it starts off just a normal song, singing about love, etc. And then all of a sudden it just changes and it just takes you on this ride, this roller coaster emotion, which symbolizes either giving birth, okay, or it can symbolize the dark night of the soul. That's another thing about music. Music symbolizes whatever state you're in when you listen to it, okay? So music can mean many different things. And I've said this on a previous video, which is quite interesting actually, and that is the fact that music itself is not what people think it is. People think somebody makes a track and then that track just gets played over and over again until it goes out and that's the end of it. But each track that's ever been made is played in a specific time, space, reality for anybody who needs to hear those lyrics at that specific time forever. See, because time is just an illusion, it's just a construct that allows the law of cause and effect to take place. So time itself is an illusion. So every song ever made, the lyrics in that song are designed for different levels of evolution, wherever they are, in whichever point of time and space they are. That's when they'll hear that track. You see, this is quite interesting. But when you reach high levels of awareness like us, we kind of gravitate towards more advanced style music, such as the Weeknd and Rihanna, and the music that actually is designed to be in a high state, because the makers that make the music are probably also in a high state. So it all links into that higher vibrational reality, which is quite interesting. But if any of you guys haven't listened to her new song, I would advise going to do that on YouTube, and just let yourself go with it, okay? Especially if you're male, because females let themselves go easier with music than males, because they can just they use the right side of the brain more. They can just let go and just enjoy the ride, which is another thing cannabis does, especially if you're male. If you're male, cannabis shows you your feminine side and it opens up the right side of your brain, so you can listen to music and let it take you, let it take you on that ride, which is quite interesting. But I advise doing that, guys. If you get a chance, just listen to Rihanna's new song, Born Again. There's a couple of good songs by The Weeknd that are absolutely amazing in relation to the high vibrational state and how it evolves you and teaches you things. One of them is Heartless by The Weeknd. That tune is absolutely unbelievable, and even the video is unbelievable, because it portrays The Weeknd and how he reaches these high vibrational states. And the video itself, he goes to Vegas and he's with a friend in Vegas and he's taking all kinds of different drugs. The lyrics portray this as well. And in the end, he goes to the ultimate, which is the 5-MeO, which is the substance from the frog, which a lot of you have probably heard of, which actually takes you out of this reality into God consciousness and then brings you back again. So that kind of destroys the ego, just doing that substance. But you have to be very careful with these things, because not everyone's ready for them. But that video itself is one of my favorite tracks ever made, favorite videos ever made. That's Heartless by The Weeknd. I advise you all to just watch that or listen to it on a high vibrational state, and just really get into it and let it take you. There's a few other songs as well which I love, and the thing I love about The Weeknd is his music is very it's kind of how can I put this? His music is paradoxical. Okay, it's paradoxical. He can make a track, and whatever vibrational level of awareness you're on, you can take the lyrics and the music from that track to make it mean whatever you want it to mean. See, let's take the song Starboy, for instance, by The Weeknd. That song to me is absolutely amazing, because people can listen to that song and think he's talking about all his money and everything he's got. But then there's another side of that song where it's on about how bad the money is and how corrupt the money makes you, and how sad you can be with all the money, you see. So it's all very paradoxical and very clever how it's made. And The Weeknd understands this because he's done so many different substances and drugs and things, and he's expanded his consciousness to levels where we're at now, you see. So it's very interesting, guys, but I just wanted to talk about that in this video. And another thing I'd like to say as well, guys, is this January is not as depressing as normal January is. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but the vibration seems to be a little bit higher than usual for a January. So I'm curious to see where this vibration is going to take us into the springtime. And I think I think this summer's going to be a good one for consciousness as a whole, because we've learned a lot during the lockdowns and things like that, and all the bad things we've gone through. I think we're going to go up a level, and we're going to start to become happier in the new year as well. So let's watch this space, guys, see what happens. But yeah, so I'm just on a walk today. It's a lovely day for January. I'm here in my home city of Durham, as you can see. Very beautiful. I'm just outside this kind of Rome kind of Colosseum looking building, just by the river. It looks like a little prison, as you can see. A little abandoned prison. It probably was a prison at some point, because anything's possible in this city. It's got so many little hidden places and things like that. But yeah, guys, it's important if you're male, okay, like me, and you sometimes we use the left side of our brain way too much. We analyze everything way too much. Sometimes you have to kind of just let yourself relax, whether that's on a higher vibration or not. Let yourself relax and try and imagine using the right side of your brain, okay? Because when you imagine this, it actually activates it, believe it or not. Well, it does for me, so you guys can try that as well. Activate the right side of your brain, and just go with the flow a little bit. Find your feminine side. Just allow the music to just carry you. Even start dancing if you want. Just allow it to just take you on a different journey to the analytical side, which a lot of us men do. When we listen to the music, we analyze it, how it's made, etc. Well, that's what I do. But sometimes you've just got to look at the other side and just go with the rhythm of the music and just allow it to take you on a journey. So yeah, so if any of you females have got like any comments regarding that and how to do that for males, please leave a comment, because it's very important and interesting when you do this. But yeah, if there's any, let us know what you think in the comments about those tracks. And if there's any tracks you guys recommend to listen to, please recommend them in the comments as well. That'll help spiritual evolution and subconsciously push you in a higher vibrational frequency, which is what we're all here to do. But yeah, that's it, guys. So have a nice day, enjoy the rest of January, and I look forward to speaking to you guys in another video soon, which will be very shortly. Have a nice day, guys.